get together on the 28th for the full moon?
Sure, if everyone can make it.
The full moon.
We're going to celebrate the feminine side of God when the moon is full. It's a very powerful symbol of womanhood.
Well, I guess you'll just have to miss out on our mysteries. Boil, toil, and trouble.
That's okay. You want to shoot hoops that night?
Yeah, sure. The full moon.
Your attention, please. Tonight, of course, it's St. Patrick's Day, but it's also Robert's and my anniversary. This would be our 34th if we were so lucky.
To the St. Patrick!
Yeah, to St. Patrick's.
Now, Mrs. Oman, may I interrupt to raise a toast to another famous Irishman?
Of course.
To Ronald Reagan.
Oh boy, here it comes.
I've been thinking about what I would say to the president if he were here. What would I say to President Ronald Reagan to let him know just how I feel? I'm not a member of his Republican fan base, and I don't get his cowboy appeal. Well, Reaganomics is welfare for the rich. Meanwhile, if you're poor, life's a bitch. Sorry, Mrs. Reagan. There you go, kid. President Reagan, favoring the well-to-do. Supply side economics is a and some can mirrors trickle down. Well, Nancy had it right all along. We should all stand up and just say no. Happy trails can be your new theme song. It's a long past time for you. Oh, please!
Well, I've got to admit that Robert was a real Reagan man. He thought Reagan brought integrity back to the Republican Party after Nixon. And said I would. I would have promised him anything. On a gray, misty morning we parted. He set sail for shores far away. I couldn't bear to watch his unfading. How I longed for him to stay. Not a soul there was who could keep him here, although many did gallantly try. Alone my love set his sails west, leaving me alone to cry. But I know he has sailed to brighter shores. He's there waiting for me. One day I too will set sail to join him across the sea. Every night as I lay down my weary head and close my eyes to rest, He is there to guide and to comfort me. His face shining in the west. So I know he has sailed to brighter shores. He is there waiting for me. One day I too will set sail to join him across the
That was a fun party.
Yeah, but I'm glad my dad wasn't around for the Reagan bashing. Of course, he bashed Jimmy Carter plenty.
Well, and I'm glad I wasn't around for that. I really respect Jimmy Carter.
Well, we're probably going to have to agree to disagree on that one. But we agree about other things.
Yeah, hanging out with you this last month has been a blast.
Yeah, challenging, but a blast.
I thought our differences would blow up in our face after the first couple of dates, but we keep finding more and more things in common.
Yeah, like music, dancing, and kissing at the movies. How many movies do you think we've been to?
Oh, I don't know, a lot. But I'm still waiting for Flashdance to come out.
I'm waiting for Octopussy. Well, if I have to go to Flashdance, it's only fair.
Oh, we'll see.
Hey, I keep hearing that song you wrote over and over in my head. I really like the words. Very cool. It's like Jesus could have written them. And I like the guitar part. Look at me, what you see with your eyes is only a part of me. Close your eyes, look at me with your heart.
It's still St. Patrick's Day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you'll get lucky tonight.
Yeah.
We are celebrating the goddess, the divine feminine, at her most radiant at the full moon. It is a time to bathe in her light, to recharge, to dance and be joyful, to celebrate being a woman, knowing that we are loved by the divine for everything that we are. We are women, hear us roar! Great goddess, you have given birth to the world and to us, and have nurtured us with your love. Thank you. You have filled us with desire to give birth to nurture, and to love humankind. Out of that desire, we create our lives. Help us release that which blocks our path, and help us bring into our lives that which we seek. What do you wish to release? What do you seek?
I release sorrow. I seek peace.
I release impatience. I seek understanding.
I release cynicism. Carl has enough for both of us. I seek higher consciousness.
Let it be so.
Let it be so.
Incredible.
Thank you. I could just feel the energy pour through me.
Oh, my baby's kicking. She loved it. Are we done with the ritual?
Well, not quite. We still have milk and cookies. But this is a good time to talk. What are you feeling?
Peace and acceptance. I think this is the first time I've really felt honored by the divine as a woman.
I felt connected to the universe, like my mind expanded for a few moments. It was awesome.
I just feel good being here with both of you.
I'm sorry, are we interrupting?
I'm not on you, you fell on me. Oh, sorry.
Carl, were you and Bob spying on us? Are you drunk?
We felt wasted. Bob and I were shooting hoops and we found this little joint up in Bob's room.
Well, would you like to join us now? There's food.
Oh, no. We're sorry to interrupt. We were on the stairs and I felt, or did Bob fall?
Carl, why don't you and Bob go up to Bob's room? Wait up there till we're done. I'll come up later.
Uh-oh, busted.
All right, come on, let's go.
Oh my God.
Well, at least Bob and Carl are getting along. They found something in common. Curiosity about our ritual.
Or jealousy. Carl's going through a hard time right now, but it's hard for me to be patient with him when I have my hands full with this pregnancy.
Well, we still have milk and cookies. To the goddess.
To the
lots of joints to go.
It's not the joint. It was the lack of respect for me, for all of us at the ritual. You were spying on us after you ridiculed what we were doing. Unbelievable. Unacceptable.
I'm sorry.
Is that all you can say? I just don't think you're taking this seriously at all. You don't take me seriously.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. You think you're so superior that my feelings, my ideas don't count for anything. You what? You don't know what to say? How about I was wrong?
Okay, wrong about what?
See what I mean? You have no idea what you were wrong about.
Okay, well, wrong for crashing your ritual.
Yeah, and how about wrong for dismissing me and my ideas and my feelings?
Okay.
Which reminds me, if it's okay with you, I'd like to ask Janice to be godparent for the baby.
Janice?
Yes, Janice. I would trust my baby to be raised by her the way I'd want.
Janice?
Well, what's wrong with Janice? Is there someone else you had in mind?
Not really, but Janice is so
So what?
flaky.
Why? She's a responsible attorney. She's been a mother. And she would really love our baby.
Yeah, and raise him, or her, to have wacky beliefs.
Those are my beliefs too.
Right, with no basis in the real world.
Man, I thought you were different. You're just like my dad, locked into your own mindset. You don't get it intuitively, so for a whole lot of things, you're absolutely clueless. And heaven forbid you would listen to another point of view, especially from a woman, or from me. I've had to listen to ignorant men's points of view my whole life. My dad, my first boyfriend, Bob, and I've listened plenty to you, although I was hoping you weren't as ignorant as them. But did any of them listen to me? Did any of them hear me, really hear me? Do you hear me? No.
I hear you.
Oh yeah, right. You only hear what you can understand. And what you can't understand, you dismiss as flaky. Do you have any idea why my dream was so important to me? Why the ritual was so important to me? Why having Janice as my godparent for the baby is so important to me?
No.
See? You don't really listen to me. It just goes in one ear and out the other. Oh. All right. I'm going to spell it out for you.
Huh?
We are not the same. We don't have to be. My reality is different from yours. I'm not just a cold, rational, biological machine having a baby to perpetuate my genes. My reality is much richer than that, much more beautiful and meaningful, full of dreams and spirit and love. It's part of who I am. These are things that are important to me, the me that I thought you loved.
Well, my reality is rich. I believe in love. I just don't buy into all the mysticism and superstitions that people create and call religion.
Carl, I know all about what you believe and don't believe and why. But you don't really know who I am, or what I believe, or why it's important to me. You don't get it because you don't listen.
I always hear you. I hear every word.
When I talk to you, it feels like I'm talking to a brick wall. You don't connect with what I say. You wonder why I'm spending more time with Janice? She listens to me. She gets it. We don't agree about everything, but she cares enough about who I am inside to listen.
Yeah, but some of what you say is...
Carl, you're on thin ice.
Why are we even having this conversation? It seems like you're just dumping on me because you're hormonal or something, and I'm a convenient target.
I can't believe how insensitive you are. Did you go to special testosterone school to learn that? You're still not getting it, are you? I just wanted you to take me seriously. Pay attention to who I am.
Okay.
I want you to really see me, really hear me, validate me.
Okay.
You're my husband. That's all I want.
I guess I can do that. I hear what you're saying. I love you.
I don't want to go to bed mad.
I don't either. I want to understand.
Do you really?
Yeah?
Okay, tell me what I've been trying to say all night. What did you hear?
Well, I heard there's a bunch of stuff that's important to you that I've been ignoring because it isn't important to me. And so you feel put down, dismissed, like I really don't care about you. You feel like I don't really know who you are because I don't validate the stuff you say.
Right. So you did hear me after all.
Every word.
But you never say anything.
I'm sorry. In male communication, we don't bother to validate one another. We don't need to hear anything from the other person. That's why I don't get this validation thing.
Well, that's something that I need. And I'm not a man, in case you haven't noticed.
You're right. I'm sorry. I love you. I really do care about what's important to you. I'll try to pay more attention
And what?
and let you know I heard you.
Thank you. At least let me know that I wasn't talking to a brick wall.
Okay, I can do that. I love you.
I love you too.
Oh, I love it when we get together to play music.
Yeah, me too. Hey, I want to apologize for what happened at the full moon thing. I'm really sorry. I think I was more curious about what you were doing than I thought.
Or maybe you were threatened by our goddess ritual?
Yeah, well, it was pretty weird. I don't know. Carl and I just sort of went nuts.
Oh, it's cool, Bob. You know, I want to apologize to you. Don't get me wrong, what we started on St. Patrick's Day, you know, getting lucky.
Yeah.
Well, it's been really fun, but I think it's a mistake.
No, it's been great. I know you had a good time. You can't tell me you haven't.
Well, you're right, I have. But I feel like if we keep on like this, I don't know, I'll be leading you on or something.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm not sure where this thing between us is going. We're really different, even though we're obviously attracted to one another. But I'm not 100% sure I want to settle down with a man.
Oh,
And you've already had your heart broken once. I don't know whether I can do this if things get more serious. How about if we just stay friends? I like being your friend.
friends with,
Well, it's been fun.
well, and I admit that I could be falling for you. I find myself dreaming about you at night.
See what I mean? Bob, you can't fall in love with me. You're still in love with Renee.
Oh, she hasn't called in over a month, and I haven't missed her.
Well, she will. And I'm not sure I want to fall in love. So why don't we just give our relationship some time?
How much time?
Well, maybe the two of us could get together and celebrate the next Celtic holiday. Beltane is coming up.
Beltane?
Oh, that's May Day, the celebration of spring and fertility, where traditionally unmarried men and women went a May.
A May.
You know, like in Camelot, the lusty month of May.
Oh, yeah. A May, huh? I think I could get into that. But that's a month from now. Nothing for a month?
Sorry.
I don't know what I'm saying. It's like I'm planning to sin. I'm pretty sure a Maying is not in the Bible.
No, probably not. That never stopped you before.
Well, you're lucky that, you can go a Maying and it's not against your religion.
Well, it goes against the religion I was raised with. But I've been questioning the beliefs I was raised with most of my life. Anyway, I'm not trying to pull you away from your religion, but I'm a little confused about what you believe.
What do you mean?
Well, on the one hand, you say you're a Christian and you act like getting lucky before marriage is a sin.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but on the other hand, you're always wanting to get lucky.
I know. I feel really guilty about it.
Well, so what exactly do you believe?
I believe in God and love and spirit and the stuff that's in our song.
Our song?
Yeah, look at me with your heart. I kind of think of it as our song.
Yeah, so do I. Look, I believe those same things, but I don't feel guilty about getting lucky.
Well, it's in the Bible.
Well, a lot of things are in the Bible.
Don't you believe in the Bible?
Well, I believe that the Bible holds a lot of wisdom and spiritual inspiration.
But what about the rules, the scriptures, God's laws?
Well, there's a lot of contradiction in the Bible. I don't take it as literally as you do. I trust my own intuition about what to believe and what not to believe.
Doesn't that seem kind of arrogant?
Not really. Everyone has to decide for themselves what they believe. Ultimately, it all comes down to you.
Well, I was raised to always try to be humble and do what God wants me to. Surrender yourself to God, submit to His will, let go and let God.
Ooh, just the idea of surrender raises the hair on the back of my neck. Ooh, surrender, Dorothy!
No, it's not like that at all. It's giving yourself over to a higher power.
We probably understand that concept differently.
Well, I belong to God. I surrender to Him. He has all the glory. He writes every story. What He wills, His will be done. I submit to the one. I belong to God. I surrender myself to Him.
I belong to God. I am part of her. She gave us desire, a will to soar much higher. She is beauty, she is love. She is here, she's not above. I belong to God. I am part of her myself. I belong to God. I submit myself to myself. There you go again with God as a woman.
There you go again. Oh, Bob, you're so Republican.
Like my dad, I guess that did kind of sound like him.
But we're not talking about what your dad believed. What do you believe?
I believe what's in the Bible.
The Bible was written by men in a male-dominated culture. A culture where males with less power submit to more powerful ones in a hierarchy, and women are seen as lesser beings under the control of males. Is that what you believe?
Well, that's the way I was raised until you came into our lives and Marnie and Mom started getting into women's liberation.
But don't you see how unfair that system is to women? Men have a powerful God they can look up to, who made them in His image. Women do not. Without a female deity, women have no one to look up to who can understand them and to protect them against male domination.
So you just made up a goddess to believe in?
Oh, gods and goddesses have been worshipped since the dawn of time to inspire both men and women. Maybe the idea that God is only male was made up by the patriarchy.
But how could God be both male and female?
Well, how could the creator of the universe not have both male and female attributes?
Oh, attorneys. You're not going to make this easy for me, are you?
No! Men have had it easy for thousands of years in our culture. Women have struggled as second-class citizens, and the Bible reinforces that.
Oh, what is the world coming to?
Oh, there you go again, sounding like your dad.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but it's hard to be mad at you. You know, even though we disagree on some things, I really enjoy our conversations.
Me too. You're fun to argue with.
Well, I don't know about arguing, but I do like talking about stuff that has meaning. I never had a conversation like this with Renee. She was not big on women's liberation. Oh, she wanted to be treated like a goddess, but she didn't want to have to think about all this stuff. I have to admit, you really challenged me.
Thanks. You really challenged me too. I had no idea that I would be this attracted to you.
I don't understand it either. I think it's the music that connects us more than anything.
Yeah, I agree. But there's just something about you that I can't resist.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Ooh.
Oh, lead us not into temptation.
Leading you into temptation.
I know, I guess I'm leading myself. It's like I have two brains and they're both going opposite directions.
Get that?
No. All right, guess I'd better. Just a minute. Hello? Renee. Renee, calm down. Don't do it. Put the pill bottle down. I'm sure whatever happened, it's not that bad. You have a lot to live for. Don't do it. Just calm. Renee? Oh, all right, I'll come. Just wait for me. Don't do anything. I'll be right there. Deliver us from evil.
Oh, that was a great meal, Mom. I can't believe how much I ate.
Well, you're eating for two.
Great meal, Mrs. O.
Yeah, thanks. I really love being included in family gatherings.
Oh, Janice, you are family. It just wouldn't be the same without you. I really appreciate that you and Marty were able to go to church with me today. I really needed to go, and the service was wonderful. I think Easter is my favorite time of year.
Yeah, the service was very nice, Maureen.
It just all brings back so many memories. A lifetime of Easter celebrations. When I was growing up, we would have a big family gathering with my grandparents, all my aunts and uncles and cousins. Every Easter, even after Robert and I got married and started having kids, we would go. Do you remember, Marty?
Not really.
Oh, it was a big event. Most of those folks are gone now. Robert, too. I guess life goes on, whether we want it to or not.
My favorite thing about Easter growing up was hunting for Easter eggs. Remember how Dad would hide eggs and Bob and I would go crazy trying to find them and compete to see who would get the most?
Oh, yes. And I remember I bought you a new dress for Easter every year. You always look so nice going to church. And Bob did too, all dressed up. It was the only time of year I could get nice clothes on him.
Yeah. What happened to Bob? Didn't you expect him for Easter dinner?
Well, it is a family tradition. I hoped he would be here.
Oh, I think he's been sucked into Renee's vortex again. Sorry, Janice.
It's okay. He and I are just friends.
Right.
Do you remember going to sunrise services?
Oh, don't remind me. They would have these huge wooden crosses erected outside. I remember shivering because it was so cold out. And it almost bummed me out that Jesus had to die. The whole thing really turned me off to religion. Even then, I had a hard time believing in it.
Well, what do you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything.
Oh, no, I want to hear. I know you've been rethinking religion for a long time, but you haven't talked about it for years.
Well, Dad wouldn't tolerate any dissent about religion, so I just kept it to myself. I don't have it all figured out, but I know what I don't believe in.
Maybe it's a good thing you don't listen to her. But I really do want to hear what you've been thinking all this time.
Well, I don't believe in original sin. I don't believe in the virgin birth. I don't believe Jesus was God, unless we all are, or the Son of God, unless we all are. I don't believe in hell, and I don't believe in salvation.
Well, that doesn't leave much.
What about baptism?
I don't believe in baptism either. I believe that God loves us from before we are born to after we die, unconditionally. I don't believe there's a heaven that only saved people go to. And I don't believe in human sacrifice. The death of Jesus on the cross was brutal. It never made sense to me that the crucifixion of Jesus was supposed to be a blood sacrifice that would save us from our sins. I can't believe a loving God would sacrifice their child. I don't understand how any parent could sacrifice their child.
Well, God loved the world so much that he
Sacrificed his son? Mom, do you believe in human sacrifice?
Well, of course not. But Easter isn't about sacrifice, it's about the resurrection of Jesus. It's about hope in the midst of darkest despair. It's about life winning triumphant over death.
Oh, I like that part of Easter. And I understand why the Hebrews didn't think their sins would be forgiven without a blood sacrifice being performed. But I don't believe that human sacrifice is morally acceptable. I don't believe a loving God would demand it, and it's nothing I want to be celebrating.
Right on. I guess I never thought about it that way. Well, I know what Robert would say. What is the world coming to?
Oh, I'm really sorry for ruining your Easter.
Oh, no, you didn't ruin it. I want everyone in the family to be able to speak their truths. I'm glad you're getting this off your chest. No wonder you became an anthropologist. When I was growing up, there was no thought of dissent from our parents' views or from the views of society. Religion was sacred. Everyone I knew accepted it without question.
I'm glad I didn't grow up then.
Well, I just have faith that God knows what he's doing.
Or she.
Yes, or she.
Well, I don't have faith that the men who wrote the Bible were really listening to God. They totally ignored the female side of God. And you know men.
What do you think about that, Carl?
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the conversation.
See what I mean?
How about you, Janice? Do you celebrate Easter?
Well, my family did growing up. I celebrate the arrival of spring as part of the cosmic cycle of life and death and rebirth. I love the green and the flowers everywhere that come back to life after winter. Spring is really at the core of my beliefs that life goes on. It's like a spiral dance, everything spiraling in and out of material existence over and over again.
Like Einstein's equation indicating that matter and energy are interconvertible, E equals mc squared.
Yeah. I'm sorry. This time of year is really hard for me. It was Easter time 10 years ago that I lost my baby, Michael. All things are wrong. Live your life and shine in the morning sun. We say goodbye, and what has been done is undone. My love never dies, and hope lives on, and life finds a way to renew. Life goes on, life goes on. I believe life goes on. Life goes
That was beautiful. Life goes on. What an uplifting thought.
Well, and as for Easter, well, I did believe that Jesus was trying to demonstrate that spirit never really dies.
Well, I like that idea.
Or maybe spirit is just a delusion, and it never existed in the first place. Oh, sorry, Mrs. Elba.
Carl, what was Easter like for you growing up?
Well, my parents weren't religious, but we still had Easter eggs and that sort of thing. It was a candy holiday. What I remember were the holiday parties at our neighbor's house. They were Jewish. They would have a big Passover celebration right around Easter time, and they let me come over and join in.
You joined in?
I try to be respectful of other people's religions, but it doesn't mean I have to believe everybody's theology. Anyway, I remember my neighbors had a big extended family that all come, and there was music and dancing. I loved it. I remember dancing the hora.
The horror? I've got to see this.
Yeah, Carl. Let's see it. Let's dance. Come on. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah.
Okay, make a circle and just follow me. It's a brand new year, it's spring once more, it's time to dance the whore. It's a brand new year, come dance with me, we'll all be family. Hava, Nagila, Hava, Nagila, Hava, Nagila, Hey!
I think a new tradition has been born in this family, the hora on Easter. After all, Jesus was Jewish, right?
Look, I